Like by the time you finish, it's like all of your paycheck, all of your money done on medical bills. All right, hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about medical bills and what to expect when you go into the hospital or you see a doctor. If you haven't subscribed as yet to the channel, I'd love for you to go ahead and subscribe, like, share, turn the notification bell on, and remember to give the video a thumbs up. So the other day I went in to the hospital because I wasn't feeling so well, and at the time I never paid any money out of pocket. Usually they will send me my bill. This time around it was the same thing. They sent the bill, but apparently they were trying to bill the insurance that I had previously when I was working with another facility. That insurance is not active, and so they were trying to bill the insurance, but the insurance declined the visit. So they sent out the entire bill to me. When I got the bill the other day, it was for almost $1,000. It was $848.96, and this is it. And this is just the bill for the doctor. So when the doctor come over in the emergency room and see you do your examination, that portion is for the doctor, because this doctor is not a part of the facility. You have the facility and you have persons who hire doctors and send them to the facility to work. Yes, this is only for the doctor's visit. All right, the doctor come over and put the orders in and tell you your diagnosis and everything. This is just for him. So there are about 3 more bills that I'm expecting. One from the hospital for me lying in the bed and using the service there. There's going to be one for the lab. So depending on what lab service they use, I'm going to get one from them. I'm also be getting a bill for radiology, and that's going to be another big bill, So the bill I recently received was for the doctor's visit. So this is the bill for the doctor, all right, to come over and see me. It was $848.96, and you can pay that upfront cash, or you can pay it in 3 payments of $282.99. So I'm gonna have to do a payment plan, because all of these bills that are coming in, like by the time you finish, it's like all of your paycheck, all of your money done on medical bills. So it's always good to find out who is in network and out of network. Not all the time you'll be able to tell which provider you'll be seeing in the hospital and whether or not they're a part of the network, but it's always good to find out which hospitals are associated with your insurance, so that way it doesn't give you a headache when you get your bill later on. But it's always nice to find out all of those information. Make sure you're using up the hospitals wisely. If it's an emergency, a dire emergency, you show up to the hospitals. You have other facilities that you definitely can go to, like your urgent care, walk-in care. You can go to your primary care provider, and then from there they decide if it is something that is worth going to the hospital. Because at the end of the day, when you get all of these bills, it only accumulates, and sometimes you don't want it to be accumulating too much. And then when you go to seek medical care, you hear that you owe $40,000 in a medical bill, and then the care is gonna be a little bit, depending on the hospital, the care is not gonna be the best care that you'll be getting, because they're looking at the fact that, you owe them $40,000. Just imagine you're supposed to go and do an MRI, a CT scan, all of those blood work. They're gonna be picking and choosing which one of the testing they're gonna be doing, depending on the heart of the providers, or the mindset of the company that you're working with. Some companies will definitely say they probably won't do the MRI because you're not paying your bill, and they're not going to do all of that expensive test and add more expense to your bill. So it's always good to kind of find out who is in network and just be mindful of what your condition is, what is your complaint, and seek the best care at that time. You understand? If you need to go to the hospital, you definitely need to go to the hospital. But I know sometimes we might have a cough, a cold, and we might have a little fever, and we haven't tried anything. We haven't tried any over-the-counter syrup. We haven't tried any Tylenol or any Motrin, and we run to the hospital and generate these big bills for non-emergent cases. So just be mindful of that everybody that comes to see you, there is a bill associated with it. So if the lab technician come to you, there is going to be a bill associated. Radiology, the hospital bed that you're sleeping in, the doctors that see you, whether or not you see a cardiologist, a urologist, a nephrologist, or the emergency room doctors, all of those providers are going to send you a bill that is separate, and overall your bill is just going to be very high. So just be mindful of that. But I just wanted to share this with you, because sometimes Persons hear us talk about certain things and talk about all the bills are expensive, and we don't really know what the bills are looking like. But I just got this bill and I wanted to just share it with you so you can have an idea of what to expect when you go to the hospital or to the emergency room. And most of the time, depending on the level, the priority or the acuity that you receive when you get into the hospital, there is also a bill that is generated based on that. So if your case is not an emergency versus if it is an emergency case, then the bills are gonna vary. So even though both of us might go in for cough and cold, depending on what's going on, the cough and cold can be a level 1 or the cough and cold can be a level 5, and it is 2 different bills that you get. One might get a higher bill than the other based on the amount of resources and everything that they're working up that patient with. So just be mindful of that your bills are gonna vary. If you have a different insurance from another person, or even if you have the same insurance, sometimes it can vary because of multiple reasons. So just be mindful of that. But at the end of the day, it's important for you to go ahead and pay your bill. You want it to be a case where when you get into the hospital, everything, just like first class treatment, you want all of those first class treatment. You don't want it to be based on the fact that you owe thousands of dollars to the company already for tests that you haven't paid for. So it's always important to start out and make payments. Start with small payments, and as you go along, you clear your bills, and then from there, hopefully you will have the services whenever you're in a dire emergency. Let's just say that. All right, so hope you will go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you have any concerns or any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comment box below, and then from there, what I never tell you is that I went ahead and called the insurance company, not the insurance company, I went ahead and called the company that is associated with the doctor and let them know that I have my insurance is active. So I gave them that information, and then what they did was they sent over the information to the insurance company. So the insurance company is now gonna do their part, and they will send me a new bill after they've deducted the portion that the insurance company will be paying for. So I will get my new bill, and then from there I will see what it is. And usually sometimes you'll see a significant decrease in in the bill itself. Sometimes it's not much, but one thing you need to understand with your insurance is that you need to understand that there is something called deductible, and sometimes if you don't meet your deductible, sometimes the insurance company will not pay upfront or all the 100% of your medical bill at that time. So you have to meet your deductible sometimes. If you are not the person, if you are the kind of person who is not usually sick throughout the year and you're not using up your insurance, there's a high possibility that you're not going to meet your deductible. So if your deductible for yourself is like $5,800, there's a high possibility that the insurance is not going to cover a majority of it. So for me right now, with this bill that is $848, probably the insurance company will pay probably like $200 out of it. I don't know, depending on if they're in network, they might end up dropping the bill a little bit more, and I probably don't pay that much. So we'll see how that goes. But usually you have to meet your deductibles in order for the insurance company to pay 100% of your bill. So usually persons who are very sick tend to meet their deductibles a little bit faster than persons who are healthy and don't really require that much when it comes on to hospitals or doctor's visit. And so that is something that you have to take into consideration with your insurance. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more content related to nursing, travel, and lifestyle. Until then, I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.